When you're first starting to get into the wilderness culture, the bushcraft arena, number one thing you usually do is get a knife. Number two things people usually do is get an axe. Axe, great tool, one of my favorite things to carry in the woods. This one happens to be a 28-inch boy's axe. It's a refurb done by Parcel Artisan Works. He's on Instagram and he's on Bushcraft USA every once in a while, but he did a really sweet job on it, made a sheath with it too. I'm going to be using this for the first time today. So it's a great little piece of kit. I'm going to tell you though, I've been using an axe for a lot of years, and you want to talk about something that'll make you wish you knew how to use it real quick, it's going to be an axe. So one of the main things that we're working with is splitting some wood. I'm going to talk about splitting rounds, which is, this is a round, right? Splitting flats with a contact method, and then splitting longer pieces. And this one's pretty small, but I was too lazy to really do a lot of big cutting. But when we get these nice long pieces of wood, they're great to split, and we like to use these for like a long fire. And you split them and quarter them, and man, they will really get going fast and hard. So it's a great skill to learn. But to start with, we'll start with the first thing. That's going to be rounds. So our rounds, we're usually going to put these in a fireplace or stove. We need to split them down to get them there. I need to have a nice platform to split them on. I need to measure stuff out, and we'll be going over all right, for splitting rounds, like I said, most of the time this is going to be for putting in a wood burning stove, a fireplace, something where you need a nice small split piece of wood to really get things going. So to start with, I like to have a nice flat platform to work with, and it really helps out if your ends are squared off on your log, right, that you're going to split. I also want to take a look. I have a knot right here. This happens to be hickory. I know it looks a little crappy on the outside, but she's going to be okay. I want to split in line with that knot. So my axe is going to come down right here. This is small enough, I'm going to attempt to take it right down the middle. If it was a larger round, I could take it out of the side, quarter it, and end up with a piece in the middle. So this is going to work pretty slick for me. First things first, this axe came with a little guard on it to keep it. If you do screw up on this and you overshoot, that's how it's really hard on handles. So having a guard in here isn't a bad thing. I usually don't use them, but this axe came with one, so I'm going to use it. I want to measure this out. The axe I usually use is a 24-incher, okay? This one happens to be a 28-incher. So it's going to be a little bit different for me at first. First swing I've ever done with this thing. I'm going to measure it out. This is going to be the end of my stroke. I just lost my mic, hold on. This thing's flipping all over. All right, this is the end of my stroke, so this is where I want to be. So I want to, and that is a junk piece of wood. We'll see if we can get her to split a good way here. See if we can get her all the way down. Measure it out again. There we go. That's a little better. So you can see she was a little junky in there, but that knot split right down it. See if we can get another decent split down it. I'm gonna kind of go off to the side here. So now that's a nice piece that we can put right in our stove, and we'll be good to go. Next one, we'll talk about contact. So when I have my smaller pieces of wood, sometimes contact splitting works well. You'll see a lot of people hold on to the wood like this, and they'll bring their axe down. Now I've done this in the past, I'm not gonna lie, so I'd be kind of a hypocrite if I said I never did it like that, but I have. But this is a safer way to do it, is contact splitting. So with contact splitting is, I want to have a nice, once again, solid anvil here that I can work with, I mean wood. I'm going to hold my axe on there, and the first chop's usually going to be to get it set. From there, and you can see this is nice straight cedar, perfect for contact splitting. Very safe way to split. Pretty slick. So contact splitting, pretty easy. Next, we'll talk about splitting longer lengths of wood. And this one can be a little bit controversial from time to time, but I'll explain how it works. Okay, for splitting these longer pieces of wood, this is going to be a little bit of a chore, I have a feeling, but that's okay. We've got a nice anvil here, a nice work platform. I've got my log that I want to split. Now notice, when you're going to do this, my log is right on the anvil, and I put the camera where it is so you can see the force that's coming down on this log is coming down right through the anvil. So it's not like the anvil's a fulcrum, okay? Now if I move this back, and now I strike it here, this is a problem. You can see what's going to happen, right? We don't want that. So we keep that down nice and low on our anvil. When we strike it, it's not going to go anywhere. This has been done this way for years and years and years. Also, if you don't have a saw and your ends are rough chopped from using an axe, then this is going to be the method you're going to want to use to split stuff up. So to start with, once again, I want my feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. I want to measure out where my strike's going to be. All right, that wasn't bad. Now I'm going to move it this way. Now, once again, I'm not striking here. I'm going to strike here. So I want that in line, and I want to hit that split again. And I knew this piece was going to be a little bit of a booger. She is. There we go. All right, so it takes a little bit of work, but you can get nice long sections split out that way. See if we can quarter it. This is stringy elm, boy. It's gonna start right there again. Not the best shot. We'll try it again. Try this one. Yeah, she's splitting out sideways. Never give up, right? There we go. There. So once again, you're getting those nice long sections. There we go. Oh, this one's a bruiser. And those split pieces right there will burn excellent. So you can see that it's a little knotty, a little nasty, but the technique works well. The big thing you got to remember with this technique is where you're placing this and where you're striking. Always strike on your fulcrum. So remember that. So 3 methods. We have the splitting the rounds. We have contact splitting, and then splitting nice long logs. So practice those. Be careful. You didn't see me going crazy with the axe. Nice, even, steady strokes, and you should be good to go.